Welcome to the United States of Formula One Sports Edition. Nicky.
Cookie.
So I want to get into something a little, well, it's not really controversial for us, but it's controversial all over the internet.
I think it's just good topical information for everybody.
Yeah. So our demographic, if you look at our analytics, is...
We old.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying.
We're in our 40s, but who watches our show is 26 to 60-year-olds.
Oh, that's pretty wide range. Thank you.
So it's about the same as the NFL.
Okay.
So going into the halftime show, that we had no clue what any of it meant.
No, I knew it was Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
I know he won a bunch of Grammys, but I didn't know much about him.
I didn't even know he won a Grammy.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
We had a bunch of young kids over, and they actually were trying to explain stuff to us. So they knew all the words to everything we didn't. So I just want to get into what the Super Bowl was about and kind of talk
Not the
about.
Super Bowl.
No, the halftime show, what it was about.
The only part of the Super Bowl that mattered to, like, my son, a couple of our friends, their kids.
Was this?
Yes.
Yeah,
they were running around
right.
during the game, and then they were glued in during the halftime show. So basically, we are going to be old people explaining what it meant to old people, pretending like we're young people and we know what we're talking about.
Yes, and we're probably going to leave or mess a lot up.
That's fine.
This is going to be a lot of research.
Yes.
So, as Kendrick, this whole entire halftime show, what is it, 20 minutes?
And that one is Kendrick Lamar.
This guy right there. That's Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
This gentleman, this Canadian gentleman right here is Drake. So the whole 20-minute halftime show was about beef with these two gentlemen, actually just mainly Drake.
Yeah, so from what I understand, Drake had his heyday. Now Kendrick Lamar's having his heyday. They had some beef. Kendrick Lamar's biggest beef with him is that he is saying there's some alleged minor interaction, as is in...
Can we even say that word? The pedo? Okay.
Everyone knows what
We'll
we're
just
getting
say
at.
pedo.
So it was kind of known that he was going to use this as a platform to talk a little smack. You thought the NFL would maybe kind of hedge that a little bit. They just let him do whatever he wanted. And it was an entire halftime show with little subtleties, secret codes, who he brought along, things he said, props he showed. Every single one was like it was almost like a mystery show. And if you piece it all together, the puzzle came together as he thinks Drake is a piece of crap. Yeah,
he hates Drake, and he likes young girls. Too young of girls is what
he says. That's what he says. So, I don't know if it's true.
He comes out with flags.
I know I don't really love Drake because the only song I know is "You're Calling on My Telephone."
What is robot
like
dance?
Monotone, yeah.
Oh.
But he's huge.
So the show starts, and all the people are bringing out flags now with an A. Now Kendrick's also wearing an A on his necklace, and there's little kids pointing up at it. It symbolizes A minor.
Oh, so and he did say at one point A minor,
yes.
Which some people would think if they're musically inclined, that's the key he was singing in A minor, but really it's A minor as in a child.
Yes.
Little double entendre there.
Yes.
But there was that the whole time.
Now he didn't, when it came to playing the song, which is called Not Like Us, is I think the Grammy winner. Is that the Grammy winner song?
Yes,
of this
it won
year?
5
Grammys.
Yes.
He calls...
Which was a record.
It was called a record?
No, it was the record for most Grammys for one single song. It won like Record of the Year, Album of the Year.
Song of the Year.
Song of the Year. Maybe not album, record, song, production, all sorts of stuff.
Well, it doesn't really matter because the Grammys are fake anyway. So, it is what it is. Whole beef was about Drake. Drake apparently is a pedo.
I disagree, but
I don't think he is.
Maybe he is.
I don't like the fact. Go to the next slide.
Okay.
So you got scissors in the center there. SZA. And Drake used to date her.
Yes.
And then you got Serena Williams, who came out and did the Crip Walk.
Yep.
Drake used to date her.
Okay, so
that's a big slap over the face.
I think with Kendrick performing, with SZA coming out, they always, every halftime show has a couple of guest performers come.
Yeah.
You know, when they had Snoop and 50 Cent and Eminem.
As old people, that was my favorite.
Yeah, and that made sense. This makes sense because she's a performer, and he's like, oh, I'm just going to highlight her. So the fact that they dated in the past, her and Drake,
it was just
wasn't really
junk punch.
What was really a junk punch to me was Serena Williams because she's not a performer. She has nothing to prove.
10
She's
seconds.
retired. Yeah. The fact that she comes on and dances, that's when you realize, okay, the two of those are there for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's just one more talk of smack. So obviously those two ladies aren't fans of Drake as well if they're willing to go along with this charade.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you. Serena Williams. SZA didn't do it for me, but Serena Williams, looking kind of
She's
hot.
beautiful.
She was looking very hot. I didn't know who she was at first, honestly.
Yeah, we both did, and then
no
we
idea.
realized
Then
it.
it all made sense.
So my question to you, with
Go.
all the little, and we'll get into some more little subtleties. When there was the red, white, and blue and the dancers and they were shaped like the flag, do you think it was a patriotic thing?
Yes,
I do.
I think so.
I do. I think I read some articles on it. I think it was kind of it was a cultural thing saying, hey, you know, obviously our culture has been oppressed, but we're still Americans. We're still here. So I think it was. You can read it from both sides, and I thought it was a positive.
I did too. The only thing I would say was annoying is I got like going on TikTok trying to research all this stuff because I had no idea. You had no idea. I don't think you had any idea if you're above 40. Was
Still have no idea.
a bunch of 12-year-olds getting on there and being like, if you didn't understand the halftime show, then you're the problem. And I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah, but that's just not
don't know what
knowing
that
the pop
means.
culture. But I think it's basically saying you don't. I think they're just accusing you of being racist if you didn't understand the underlying. But I think that was just more the American pride thing.
Yeah.
All the stuff about Drake, that's just because we're just not tied into pop culture like we used to be.
Not at all. You know what made the whole thing better, though? I think if he would have had Drake come out, squash the beef, they shake hands, and sing Not Like Us Together.
Oh my God, it's like a wrestling match where they hate each other, and at the very end,
He comes
the
out and they
loser
high-five.
holds up the arm of the winner and says, he's the next generation.
Or tricked ya. We didn't even have a beef. This is all fake.
Yeah, just to make money. Or they get into a huge fist fight.
Oh, now do you think this goes down like the 90s, like how when we were growing up? Is this going to be like a Tupac Biggie situation where we're going to see somebody
You think they're going to
possibly
get
get whacked?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't
No.
think so. I think the rappers nowadays are more,
I think
let's just say fake.
I think with
fake gangsters
with
than
P.
they used to
Diddy
be.
with P. Diddy incarcerated, I think the whacking is going to be
P.
minimized.
Diddy's incarcerated? I'm just kidding. I know that.
I think they're safe-ish. They should probably beef up their bodyguards a little bit. But so weren't there some other subtle jabs at Drake? Obviously, he sang the song that there was talks whether the NFL was going to let him sing. They Not Like Us.
In Not Like Us, he says Certified Lover Boy, which is one of Drake's album, as I found out. And then he said Certified, and then he didn't say it. He just let the whole crowd say it. So
Right.
it's
And he
almost like
said
the same
Drake's
thing.
name at one point,
He did.
didn't he?
He smiled at the camera. That was actually pretty funny. He said, hey, Drake.
Stared right at it, talking smack the whole time.
So the problem being the only problem I have with the whole situation is there's a lawsuit. Before this happened, there was already a lawsuit.
There's an active lawsuit right now. Drake is suing Kendrick Lamar for that song, basically saying it's liable.
Yeah. You're calling me,
It's written lies, libel.
Yeah. So NFL had to have known this, right? And still allowed it?
I think, yeah. Can they?
So I'm thinking, and it's just a thought, if this is already a lawsuit and I'm Drake's lawyers, I'm going after the NFL.
Yeah.
And I'm going after Apple Music because they're the one who put the NFL halftime show.
And they have way deeper pockets. You go to sue Kendrick Lamar, yeah, he has money.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Apple money.
No.
He doesn't have NFL money.
Yeah.
And the NFL, you would think, would have watched the dress rehearsal for this because it takes them, a month or however long to put this production together.
I think somebody's getting fired because it had to have been. There has to be a team of people that approve all this stuff.
And maybe he added stuff like why can't
I guess he could have.
And you're gonna say this song is quietly a beef towards Drake. They Not Like Us. The NFL says it's his Grammy-winning record song. It's his most famous song. We're gonna let him sing it. We didn't know he was gonna throw in all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's just to.
The NFL is a PR department. They should know
They should know.
SZA and Serena Williams were exes, and this is all
Scissors.
going somewhere.
Yeah, I just, and he was basically able to do his beef in front of, I think it was 156 million people.
I think it's fantastic.
And I think 26 million were in the demographic that can understand it.
Yeah.
And then we're the other demographic that didn't understand it and actually had to do, I did a little bit of research.
I'm glad you
Nothing too
deciphered
crazy.
what the A meant.
Yeah.
Because I was like, his name's Kendrick Lamar. I don't know where the A is. I was like, maybe he's promoting Amazon. And then the
That's
one,
exactly what
and
we were
then,
saying when we were watching
And then
it.
the guy came out with an M.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God,
it
it's
is.
AM. They're gonna slowly bring guys out and spell Amazon.
Yeah. And that other guy I found out was Mustard.
It was an M because his name is Mustard, which
Yes.
makes way more sense. The A for Kendrick Lamar with the A minor.
Yes. And then the Mustard for
Figures it all out.
Mustard. So I'll say that lastly, the only thing that upset me, I think the only thing that upset me about this whole halftime show, I didn't really care. I was there to watch the football game, and I think you were too, was that beautiful Grand National that obviously had the floor plate pulled out of it, and then he was stepping all over the roof. I was like, oh no, that's a beautiful car.
I was just amazed that like 50 people came out of that car. Wait, there was a hole in the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you ruined it for me.
What do you think? It was a clown
It
car?
was a magic car. And 42 people came out of it slowly and then danced.
I feel bad because the 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds that we did have over, all we did was talk during the halftime show. So it's probably another reason why I didn't get it, because we were talking about, oh, this is a magic show. So, and we were singing the lyrics to every wrong person that was not Kendrick Lamar.
I think I did some Warren G at one point.
Well, I think we did Buster Rhymes.
Did
we
Young
did
MC.
everyone. So
The good stuff.
yeah, we had fun. I don't know. Who cares about the beef? I don't think it should have been broadcast all over for 156 million.
It's good for TV. It's good for social media. It blows
Hey, we're
things
talking
up.
about it and everybody else is, so they did the right thing. Right?
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that. Anything lastly?
All news is good news.
All news is good news.
You're getting activity, whether it's negative or positive.
Yeah.
It's beef in that name. And Kendrick Lamar is through the roof. I guarantee his Apple Music plays are through the roof right now.
Well, follow, like, subscribe, give us a thumbing, a good thumbing, or a bad thumbing, it doesn't really matter. And follow us. This will probably be the last time we do something that's not sports related, but I guess it's kind of sports related because it was during the halftime show.
Love you.
Follow us on YouTube at the United States of F1, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at United States F1. Copyright Brugman Media Limited 2025.